Take a drive from downtown along Broad Street. You run into Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Eagles here in South Philadelphia. This evening, the capper to this divisional round. It's the Detroit Lions and the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday Night Primetime. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olsen. That is Jake Elliott getting this one started. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. Now an opening past the 30. A very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. Now the first carry for the Alabama speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. Running very difficult in these conditions. He gets forward here for a gain of about 3. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 7. The motion man is Raymond. Once again, it's Gibbs. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. Reed Blankenship coming up from his safety spot to make the stop.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Williams in motion. From the gun on 3rd down, it's gone. Forced to his right. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Detroit.
Out of the shotgun, it's gone. Moving outside the pocket, escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And they'll take this down inside the 35. That's his first grab of this divisional round matchup, and it's good for the first down as well.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
They'll bring St. Brown in motion. Goff gives it to Gibbs. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
We spent so much time, Mike, talking about these defensive backs and their ability in pass coverage, but when you also have a defensive back that can make plays in the run game, especially behind the line of scrimmage, man, those guys are just so hard to find. That was a heck of a job here by this guy.
He's going to tuck it and go.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
7th play of this opening drive, and here's 3rd down. He'll get this out to the left flat. The Eagles have it.
And that's just got to be a really deflating way to start this game, Mike. I mean, you work on this opening script all week long with the expectation that you're going to start fast, and then you come out early, careless with the ball. They knock it loose and create the early takeaway.
To the air right away is Hurts. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
He'll get this complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he's out of bounds. They're going to mark him at the 35.
A gain of 12 yards.
That's his first grab of this divisional round matchup, and it's good for the first down as well.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Let's go. Trimmer.
First carry for Saquon Barkley. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11. At the 34.
A shotgun snap now to Hurts. That's the Pro Bowl safety, Brian Branch.
Well, we're getting a little test here early, Mike, to see just how easy is this team to wrap. Didn't look like they were able to get through that opening script that they had worked on all week. So I'm going to be curious on this next drive. Do they stick to the plan? Do they pick up where they left off? Or is there a little bit of a reaction, or dare I say panic, to come out and make some adjustments in response to that early interception?
A toss to the right, and here comes Gibbs.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Second and 11. From the gun, it's Goff. On the run to the right. He'll get rid of it and complete it. That'll be picked up by the Eagles.
So the biggest that stands out here, Mike, is the fact that the defense just continues to pursue to the ball. Every defense focuses on get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible, because the guy in front of you, he misses the tackle or he falls down. You have to be there to make up for it, and the pursuit to the ball is not only how they're able to get him down, it's ultimately how they're able to take the ball away.
Hurts to the air on first down. Firing right side, brought in by Brown. And they will finally catch up to him and get him down. What a way to kick off a drive. That's a gain of 30 and another first down.
Eagles, first down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. That's complete to his big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he'll get only a yard before he's out of bounds, and that's going to set up a third down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball, modest gain.
On third down, here's Hurts. I've got this one complete to Goddard. 17 yards on that connection. First down, Philadelphia.
First down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. He's got space inside the 25. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
18 more yards.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10.
First and 10.
Once again, it's Barkley. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap. Not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Second and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Go Silver, ready?
On second down, Hurts. He's got the 2021 Heisman winner. That's Devontae Smith.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
On third down, it's Hurts. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Brian Branch. And the Lions are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. Goff going to get this out to St. Brown. And he'll be hustled out just shy of the first down marker. That's a pickup of 9. Is going to set up 2nd and 1.
He's out of bounds at the 14-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
The RPO is caught by St. Brown. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 10 yards.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly.
Oh, the defender able to get his head around and intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Reed Blankenship. And the Eagles are going to get the football back as time runs out in the third quarter. One quarter down in this NFC divisional round matchup. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And we're back in Philly in a moment. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. That one's complete. It's Tank Bigsby. And he is out of bounds down at the 21. They get 18 on that one. Good for an Eagles first down.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds.
He's out of bounds.
Here's 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Hurts. That's a short one. Caught by Goddard. This drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team.
First down. First down goal at the 8-yard line.
This one caught at the 4. And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Odell Beckham Jr. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Elliott, good on the extra point. And the Eagles will take a 7-0 lead. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Khalif Raymond to return it. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. That's a gain of 19 and a very quick first down.
That's good for the Lions. First down. A gain of 19 yards. And the Lions first down.
First down, and they stick with Gibbs. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. They keep beating him. 15 more on the ground. And another first down. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They hand it to Gibbs. And he'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 35, here's 2nd down and 7. Williams in motion. Throwing on 2nd down. Goff. Looked like a lateral there, but now it's a free football. The Eagles have it. gonna bring this one back. It is a fumble recovery for a defensive touchdown. Greg, what a terrible play for the offense. You're trying to gain some momentum. Here you not only lose the handle of the ball, you hand the defense 6 points.
And Mike, how often do we see that when a player loses the ball, his confidence is not far behind? And I think in this case, that's where the coaching comes in. Put your arm around him. Hey, we're giving you the ball in this next possession. We believe in you. They've got to get this player back into the flow of the game after that back-breaking turnover that led to the defensive touchdown.
So the Eagles will use their first time out here, and they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline. Elliott on now for the PAT. His kick is good. And the Eagles move out on top, 14-0. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Raymond now to return it. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Now Goff gonna hold on to it. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. On play action, Goff flush to his right. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes.
Just can't seem to get anything going on every ensuing snap. They just continue to go backwards and backwards and backwards. You've got to find a way on 1st and 2nd down to stay ahead of the chains so 3rd down is not so daunting.
And that is incomplete.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that 1st down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw.
Now a hit, and he lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery.
You know, it's so hard to say what goes wrong on these bad snaps, Mike. You know, sometimes it's mechanics, sometimes it's concentration, sometimes, frankly, it's just bad luck and things go sideways, but he puts a little bit too much juice on it, ends up out of the punter's reach, and now they're heading back to the sideline, though, and they just put their defense in a really bad spot. So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the 2nd half. You become very one-dimensional, you become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
To the right side, that's St. Brown. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
And the Lions first down. A gain of
They'll bring St. Brown in motion.
First down, Lions.
Off the play fake, here's Goff. Right back to St. Brown. They connect again. And he's out of bounds. Gain of 4, and he'll bring up 2nd down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way. Every play they call, you're wide open, and
he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down. Jalen Carter. He's able to force the big loss on the sack, and it sets up 3rd and long.
3rd and long.
The motion man is Raymond. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Goff. That's right side and brought in by Williams. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. On the move at the 14-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play.
Well, the best screen plays, of course, you want the offensive lineman out in front of the running back. They act as his escort, his lead blockers. But what you can't afford is for the defenders to be in the backfield and get to the running back, because those offensive linemen, they can't help him at all.
That is caught side of the end zone. Sam Laporta. Touchdown, Detroit. What a big, and I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials, indicating let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board.
The kick is good. Makes the score Eagles 14, Lions 7. Jack Fox.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Hey, no touch. Right everyone, huh? 63.
First carry for the Auburn alone. Tank Bigsby. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Quick throw, the RPO to Goddard. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
3rd down. Here's Hurts out of the gun. That one caught by Smith. And he's going to have the first down. They're also in field goal range at the 28-yard line.
And an Eagles first down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
To the air again. Hurts. Up block. That's Bigsby.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Hurts again. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Hurts will try it again. To the goal line and in. Tank Bigsby. Touchdown, Eagles. On is Elliott to add the extra point. Through the rain, the kick is good. And the Eagles will take a 21-7 lead. The clock showing 5 seconds remaining in this half as the kick's away. Raymond now to return it. And he's going to be taken down. That is going to do it for us in this first half. We are set for the second half kickoff. One of these teams ready to book a date in the NFC Championship game next week. And we are back at it with the third quarter. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line.
Over first and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
On first and 10, it's Hurts. To the left side, it's caught by Brown. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
For Eagles, first down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On first down, it's Hurts. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Two nice play calls here to kick off the drive. 15 more on that one.
Eagles, first down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
I'll run up the middle with Barkley. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down.
Joseph on the stop. It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3 at the 30-yard line.
A shotgun snap now to Hurts. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown that time. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
He was looking for A.J. Brown that time. And it's going to bring up fourth down. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on downs. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. I don't think that was going too far either way. Defense right on it. They hold him to no gain. They'll try again. It's second and 10. They'll go play action with Goff. That one out wide to Gibbs. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up third down.
Ric Flair. Listen.
From the gun, it's Goff. He is knocked down hard. Wow, they stopped him in his tracks, but he does have enough to pick up the first down.
That's good. 4 down. First down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Williams in motion. From the gun, here's Gibbs. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
It's a loss of 2.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. So backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. The Lions called their first timeout. Talk things over before third down.
Hold on. Block 20.
Goff to throw. That's caught by Gibbs. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And he's going to have the Lions first down. They convert in style there. Big play on fourth and long. The motion man is Raymond.
And the Lions first down.
Goff going to get this out to St. Brown. And the Lions are going to have first and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown.
That's another Detroit Lions first down.
Goff to throw. A big mistake. It was first and goal, and it's intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Intercepted. Eagles take over first and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Hurts to the air on first down. That's taken in right side by Goddard. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. They get an even 20 on that one. First down, Philadelphia.
This is quarterback play at its finest, is understanding and identifying the blitz before the ball is snapped. That's what allows him to get the ball out of his hand so quickly, throws it to his hot receiver in the flat. He does the rest.
And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Second and 10.
Second and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Hey, 73, 73.
A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Dallas Goedert, that time. Third down coming up.
180, 180. Out. Hey, Silver. 73. Go Silver, ready? No touch.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Forced out left. To the left side, OBJ is there. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
No touch, that.
First down.
180, 180.
First and 10 at the 19.
Here's Hurts. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Now it gives to Barkley, running right, and not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
18-yard line. A gain of 1 brings up third down and 9.
Third down and 9.
Crowd left Yanni. No touch. Crowd left Yanni. 180. Hey, 73. No touch.
Throwing is Hurts. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
Now a stoppage, we have an injured Lion.
Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to your plant foot. Your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit. He does a great job here, able to put that one through.
And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line.
37-yard line.
Ball rests at the 37. It's first and 10.
We go.
Off the play fake, here's Goff. Now pass deep for St. Brown. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's second down.
It's 7th down and 10.
Here's Goff. He'll swing this out to Montgomery. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. They're down and 3. Throwing, Goff. Open man, left side. He's got it. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. Set to go now on 1st and 10. To throw is Goff. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
This offense, they just can't establish any sort of rhythm. There's just no way to sustain any scoring drives when your quarterback is being pressured and sacked this often.
Throwing on 2nd down. Goff. He'll let this one go long for Williams. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down. To throw is Goff. And that is incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
That is incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on 4th. Gonna give the ball over on down.
It's a turnover on
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
And he'll just hope to stay on his feet here, picking his way forward for a gain of about 4. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd down and 6. He'll stay on the ground with Barkley. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track, because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL. And I like this defensive game plan. When you're going against an elite quarterback like this guy, Mike, you have to get bodies in his face. You have to get him around his feet. You have to move him off his spot. Because if he can sit there in rhythm, on time, comfortable in the pocket, he's going to pick you apart. So it doesn't always have to be a sack, but you have to make him uncomfortable in the pocket. I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
He fields it at the 8. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Goff in the pistol. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and a yard. Escaping to his left. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
It's going to be third. They need one. They'll try and run it here with Montgomery. And he's going to be taken down here. Looks like a pretty good spot, though. Yes, he's got it. That's a first down.
That's good. 4 on Lions. First down.
Off to throw on first down. A pressure there got to him. He's hit as he threw it. And that pass ball is incomplete. They'll try again here. Second and 10. Allen. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete.
So these screenplays, they always seem so commonplace. They seem a little bit routine, right, Mike? But really, for them to work, there's a huge, significant timing element to it where the offensive line, the back, you can't be downfield too early, but you can't go too late. There's so many reps and reps that allow certain teams to be really good at the screen game and allow certain teams to just never really get their screen game off the ground.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. The motion man is Raymond. To the air once more is Allen. Back to the sideline and intercepted. Picked up by Cooper DeJean.
So all game, we've seen him take the approach as just being a game manager. But one thing you have to do, if that's the case, is you have to protect the ball. You can't turn the ball over, especially if you're struggling to push the ball downfield. He got a little reckless that time, and the defense made him pay.
And he'll be forced out of bounds just a couple yards short of a first down. That's a pickup of 8. Here's second and 2.
Brings up second and 2.
Here's a handoff to Barkley. And it doesn't appear that he got to that first down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up third down. They'll try to run here with Barkley. And it looks like he's going to have that first down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. They convert on third down.
And these are the tough yards you judge it back by, Mike. We used to say to our backs, hey, even if we don't block everyone, you've got to be your own blocker. Like, you have to find a way to get 1 yard and keep this drive alive. And I think he's able to pick up that first down by about a yard or 2.
He'll tuck it and take off. Hurts will give himself up here at the end, but not before he picks up a first down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
And he slips through an opening. Winds up getting about 8. That is past the 40-yard line.
At the 41. 8 yards.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. They'll come to the line now on second and 2. On the handoff, this is Barkley. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
13 yards.
It's a pickup of 13 yards. Good for an Eagles first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A run with Barkley. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump? So it's a win here for the Eagles. They will continue on in these playoffs. They're now one step away from a Super Bowl appearance. We'll have a tough one coming up next Sunday in the conference championship game. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Eagles are winners, as we say so long from South Philly.